I'm sure we've all done this trick with the block of wood underneath the jack. You know, it just makes it so much easier to get your trailer off of your truck whenever you have that little extra space there. It also lets you not have to crank on this thing quite as much. But the only problem with this is whenever you are going other places and you need to drop your trailer, you end up having to take that block of wood with you. You have to deal with having it, making sure you have it. So kind of to fix that problem, today I'm looking at a product called the jack foot, or the automatic jack foot. This thing flips up out of the way as you crank on it, and it does away with the wood blocks. This thing is made by Fastway Trailer Products. You can get it on Amazon. I will put a link down in the description if you do want to get more information on this thing and check this thing out a little further. Make sure you click that link and check it out on Amazon. They do make this thing in two different sizes. There is a 4-inch and a 6-inch size depending on what trailer you're using. For like this being an enclosed cargo trailer, it does suggest the 6-inch, so that's what this one is. But just know that there are some other ones on there that are 4 inches. If you have a trailer that sits a little lower, I guess that's whenever you would want to use the 4-inch over the 6-inch. It really depends on what your height is whenever you are loaded on your truck and your trailer is sitting. It'll depend on what your height is to decide whether you need a 6-inch or a 4-inch. So the first step is we have to check to make sure that this thing will fit. You have to take your jack all the way to the top, and you want to make sure that you have less than 2 1/4 inches from the bottom of the outer tube to the bottom of the inner tube. So I'm already at under 2 inches, so I'm good. What that is if you have less than that, there won't be enough metal here to make the jack flip. Now the next step is we got to get our pilot hole set up. So what it tells you to do is use a block of wood, and we're going to bring the jack down, and they actually put a hole in this thing, and that is your guide for your hole that goes through your jack. So you'll use that just to guide yourself. So that's what we're getting set up for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this as straight as I can with the trailer, and then we'll start letting the jack down to kind of set it in place, and that will lock everything in for me, and then I'll be able to run my pilot holes. So by using their pilot hole, that gets me all lined up in the center of the jack so that I can go ahead and drill these pilot holes, and then once we get the pilot holes, we'll get this out of the way, get it setting on the floor jack again, then we'll go up to a 1/2 inch hole. So something I'm not liking right here, I'm not sure if you can see it, that's as much as I can zoom in right now, but my pilot hole is really close to the main hole that held the foot on. So I know my jack goes up in here until there's only like maybe 1 inch sticking out. So I'm wondering if I could just drill the main hole out just a little bit and then hook this up directly to here. Because I sure know that if I do a 1/2 inch hole right there, those two holes are probably going to join. But I can hollow that one out a little more, and I really think that'll work. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do first. So the only other things that this comes with in the kit is the actual jack. There is a large washer which goes up here on top, and then 1 bolt to bolt it on with nuts and washers. So we're going to take this, we're going to slide it up over the jack, and it sets right on top. We're going to take the bolt and run it all the way through. Attempt to run it all the way through. And then a washer and the nut to go on it. Now the last step is we'll take the jack down and take the weight of the trailer. Now the trailer is setting on this jack. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to utilize this floor jack over here as like pretending like it's the truck hooked to it. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this jack up and put the weight over there. As you can see, it automatically flips this up and out of the way, and I have it tied up here so this cannot go down. And then when you're ready to take the jack back down, you let that down, get your jack straight. Once you got it like that, you've taken the weight back onto this automatic jack foot and you're ready to unhook your truck and drive away. The biggest thing is it does away with the block of wood. You don't have to deal with having that. You're more or less carrying that block of wood everywhere with you. So that is the flip automatic jack foot. It was really easy to install. You saw that the only thing I had to modify was where I placed the hole in there. I did utilize the existing hole and just made it a little bit bigger. I just did not like those two holes so close together. I knew that small pilot hole, if I drilled that out, that 1/2 inch hole, those two holes were going to meet, and I did not want that to happen. The reason this does work with this system is because this inner tube goes so far into the outer tube. If it had not gone that far in, I wouldn't have been able to make that adjustment. So for this application it did work, but if your outer tube or your inner tube doesn't go up more than 2 inches, then this probably wouldn't have worked, because that 1/4 of an inch that it talks about, that's about how far I moved it down by utilizing that existing hole. So again guys, if you're interested in this thing, there are links in the description. It takes you right over to Amazon to check this thing out. I definitely think it's an awesome product. It's awesome to get rid of the block, to not have to deal with that, and just the way it flips up and out of the way. If you've enjoyed this content and you'd like to see more reviews like this, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and check out some of my other videos.